All right, Razor. Let's start a new segment here on the Bullet Brothers YouTube channel. Usually we go on 20-minute rants about different one topic usually. Yeah. But, there's a lot of little things we want to talk about too. We don't want to just keep making 20-minute videos on John Cena every week.
Yeah.
We've done that 3 times. You can't just keep milking this whole rivalry. It makes no sense.
If it gets the views, I'd love to,
Yeah. And this week, we're doing a video on Wrestle Talk. We're just doing just a bunch of topics. We're calling it Wrestle. What is it called? Wrestle Talk? We'll figure it out.
Wrestle Talk. We'll figure it out.
Bullet Talks. I don't know. But you know what? We're starting this episode with John Cena. Perfect. With John Cena himself.
Okay, why not? We gotta milk it a little more.
Yeah,
again, he's milking them for the merchandise.
That's why he hasn't changed the whole shirt gimmick and everything because he knows he's got to get the money, and so do we. We got to figure it a way. But we're gonna talk about John Cena. We want to talk about first thing we want to talk about is the fans. Yeah. Fans don't understand. They just don't get what this John Cena heel gimmick is. We do. We're smart fans. What do they call marks, I guess? Or they're called marks. I don't know. But you got a lot to say, too. Like,
my thing is, I don't, I see on comment, where obviously we watch wrestling, so we get these videos, and you'd be scrolling through it, and it'd be John Cena and Cody Rhodes in the ring, and be like, why aren't they letting John Cena cook Cody? Why aren't they letting him roast him, huh? Triple H is protecting Cody. But, you don't. It's clear enough that you don't watch the segments, right? Because that's not Cena's character. This isn't face Cena, right? Because face Cena would have done that. So heel Cena is the opposite. So all he's gonna do is do the opposite of what he's always been doing. So he's not gonna roast Cody. He's gonna cower away, run away. That's his whole character. His whole he says it to the people. He said it before too. Even before he turned heel, he said, I'm going to do the opposite of everything I'm already doing. The John Cena character, hustle, loyalty, respect. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not going to hustle hard. I'm not going to show up to shows. I'm not going to be loyal to the fans. I'm not going to show respect to my opponent. I'm not going to do what was face Cena normally do in a promo? Fine speech, roast you, rip you apart. What's heel Cena going to do? Nothing. He's not going to talk to his opponent. He's going to walk out, look at him, rip onto the fans who's been she showed love to. Yeah. Now he's going to rip on the fans and walk away from his opponents. He's going to be the opposite of facing this. Why would he go out there and rip into Cody Rhodes? That's not the purpose of this rivalry either. And it makes no sense from the WWE standpoint to have John Cena go out there and rip the face of your company apart. It made sense when Roman Reigns was coming up because Roman Reigns was fumbling. And Cody Rhodes has been killing it in terms of merchandise and all this stuff too. And then doing a good job of showing up to every event that WWE needs him to show up to. I mean, this guy does everything the company needs, so why would they have John Cena go out there and rip on him? And plus, this guy's 40 years old. He's been in the business for a long time. He's done all the hard work to get himself here. He had a whole 15-year journey to get himself here, so why would John Cena rip into him? What does he really have to rip into him to? On top of that. Yeah, you could say, oh, I don't like Cody's character. I don't like him being that, I think Cody's turning slowly into the John Cena of current, right? You know, where people people want them, right? People wanted him to win the title. Yeah. Everybody wanted him to finish the story, but right when the story ends, they're slowly going to turn on him. They turn on him, right? They always do. That's what happened with John Cena. People look when he was Dr. Thugonomics, how much they pushed him up. He brings up the spinner belt. Even I was shitting on the spinner belt. and then people kind of turned their back on him. I mean, Cody Rhodes, the same things that happened with him, but I think a lot of people expect the same things over and over again. I get it. It's John Cena's last run. You're expecting him to rip into him, but he legit tells you, I'm not giving you anything. You're not getting anything out of this guy. Nothing you want is coming from this guy. He's just going to go out there. Maybe he's going to take everything. He's probably going to ruin wrestling for you. That's his whole goal. That's the point of this version of John Cena is to take instead of give to the fans, which is why him winning the 17 title it makes sense why it's gonna happen. It may not happen as a heel, but it's gonna happen. I think this whole year, just based on how the real sports world is going right now. Right, WWE is a reflection of the real world. Yes. Right. So, for example, LeBron James set the record for the most points in the NBA. Yeah. We have Ovechkin in the NHL, getting close to setting the record for the most goals in the NHL ever. Yeah. So John Cena, I think it has to happen for him to set the record for the most world titles. It makes sense because, no matter how much Ric Flair's going to be mad about it, right? Because Ric Flair, he's going to be mad, right? Ric Flair's putting a Will Chamberlain out here going, hey, I had more than 16, I had 20 actually, I had 25. 21, I had 27. I had a lot more than this. And then, where was this years ago? Where were you bragging about the 20 championships you had years ago? Huh? It doesn't matter now, Rick. It's gone. Yeah, he went with the 16 title until John Cena was at 17. No, wait, I had more than that. 100%. And I agree with you. I think John Cena does need to win. And everything you said is 100% correct. Yeah. In the sense of it is a reflection, right? Yeah. And this is John Cena would be the perfect face to be of the WWE, right? Because think about it, he doesn't have that many problems. Like he's just like his career. Like Ric Flair, like it's not the cleanest look compared to John Cena.
A lot more partying, a lot more.
Partying.
He's more of a real person than John Cena is, but John Cena is exactly what you would want as a corporation. This is the guy you want as your face. This is the guy. He's hardworking. He does all the right things that you want him to do, and as a person, you want the person to have those values too. He's very well spoken. A lot of things you would want in the face of your company and the face of the business is in John Cena. So him being 17-time makes the most sense.
And on top of that, he's not gonna pull a Ric Flair and be like, "I'm coming back.
Yeah,
I'm back. Yeah. One more match. One more match." Like he's not gonna. I don't think he doesn't seem like the kind of guy. Like once he's out, he's out. He'll make an appearance, like here and there, but he's not gonna have a wrestling match anymore.
Yeah,
and I think that's perfect because like you just said, he's just the perfect role model in the sense of the word.
Yeah. The one thing I do like that he set up with this recent promo is how this match is kind of turning into. Because if you look at who Cody Rhodes has been, his dad was in the business. He's always been professional wrestling. It's been in his blood. He shows respect to the past by the way he holds a belt. He holds one of those old school champs.
Yeah.
And John Cena was kind of like a new school version. Everybody always said he ruined pro wrestling. So this match at WrestleMania is kind of like pro wrestling versus non-pro wrestling. This is sports entertainment versus pro wrestling at its peak. Vince McMahon versus Paul Heyman or whoever else, Triple H. And that's why Cody Rhodes is going to win WrestleMania now.
Oh, do you think so? People.
Who knows?
A lot of people have been saying that if Cody Rhodes wins, it kind of ruins his John Cena's heel moment.
It does, yeah. I think it does.
I think it's perfect though, because what would make more sense than John Cena, bitching and complaining every week about the fans and this, and then losing. And only going deeper down that hole.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like that would make him go more.
I think John Cena becoming 17-time has to happen as a face who's as the classic Cena way. Yeah. In classic Cena way, he has to do a classic Cena fashion. It can't be in this heel way. It makes no sense. It would never work out.
Would you like it if his last match he won the title and he just next show he shows up on Raw and he drops the title?
Yeah, that's what I was predicting.
Yeah, you predicted that, right? And I think that would probably the ultimate ending.
Yeah.
But Triple H, like you always said, in Triple H we trust, we'll let him cook. I think the Rollins, Roman, and CM Punk triple threat match will lead to maybe one of them joining that match, and most likely CM Punk in my opinion.
Right.
Because CM Punk, he's been alluding to it. He always makes that, he hints at the favor.
Yeah.
He hints at, oh, maybe he's not your wise man.
Yeah.
Or hey, my goal is still my goal, right? And that's only one goal.
Main event WrestleMania. I thought that was a possibility too, that he would join. But the thing is, you already have 2 triple threat matches. I don't think they're gonna have a third one in now. I don't think they're gonna be like, yo, let's put another triple threat match on the card. Let's add more triple. Let's make this triple threat mania instead of WrestleMania.
Why not, bro? Why not triple threat mania?
It's just the same match type over and over again. That's the only reason I don't see it happening. If it was if they didn't have a triple threat match with Rhea Ripley in them, I think maybe there's a possibility of this happening. But I don't think it happens. Sorry, Zach.
Damn.
I know I said this before. I know I said Big Jim needs to be Jey Uso's mouthpiece because he can cut a promo better than Jim.
Yeah.
Sir Jade. And then this past Friday, he shows up on Raw. So he's a surprise tag team partner. And now he's kind of involved in the storyline. I do think that at WrestleMania, he helps him win the title. Because he's the one who cost him the WWE title 2 years back. And now I think he's going to be in his corner and help him pick up the dub.
Just the way he talks is much better than the way Jay talks. Because when I was expecting him, he gave that great promo of me versus you and smacked the shit out of Gunther.
Yeah.
And then he he didn't even say yeet or any of that.
Nope.
No yeet. No yeet. Right? He doesn't need the catchphrases. Because every single time Jay talks, it's always yeet.
It's kind of like a Rocky storyline where Jay doesn't believe in himself, but now here comes Jim.
Yeah.
He's like, God, we could do this.
Yeah, he's the
push him.
He's Paul Creed.
Yep. The way the Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair match has been booked, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
I think Triple H struggles with Royal Rumble winners, booking them.
Yeah.
It was same with Jey Uso. He's had a tough time because I think he announces the match way too early. Last year it was kind of easy, and the year before that was kind of easy with Cody Rhodes, right? It was kind of straightforward. Cody Rhodes' story was already built in.
Yeah.
But with Jey Uso, I think he started so early, and it kind of dragged on for a few weeks. We're just okay, we got this match. Nobody really cares that much. After a while,
yeah.
and then I don't think it's just Royal Rumbles he's struggling with. I think Money in the Bank he's also struggling with, right?
100%. Because when you look at Drew back cashing in right away.
Yeah.
Well, how perfect would it have been that Jey Uso wins that moment, and here comes Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
To, finally getting his revenge on the bloodline. Now he takes his moment away.
Yeah, it could have been this year.
It could have been this year.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that the fact that they wasted that Money in the Bank briefcase at the pay-per-view, it was pointless, right? Because it was for the CM Punk and Drew McIntyre rivalry. You didn't really need to do it. Like, you already had the rivalry building up at that point. The rivalry were taken off no matter what. They didn't really need to waste the Money in the Bank briefcase on that moment at all.
It was a cool moment, like when CM Punk came in, but like you didn't have to waste it on that, because like look what happened now. Like Drew McIntyre, like he could have been a part of that. Could have been like a little bit in limbo, and then all of a sudden just came in and seized it from Jay. And now you could build a whole storyline about
Jey Uso trying to get back to the title.
Yeah, getting back to the title, and a storyline of Drew McIntyre getting revenge on the Bloodlines one by one.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Jey Uso, I think we have another Jey Uso in the making right here on SmackDown with Montez Ford. Because Montez Ford, for years, we've been saying, wrestling fans have been saying, this guy is probably one of the most athletic guys on the roster.
Yeah,
and he probably has the most charisma out there. But obviously, being a tag team, like, you can't just do whatever you want. You can't just 100%. Blow up. Unlike the Usos blew up because of Roman Reigns. Yeah. They were able to latch on, and I think they tried to do this with them when Bobby Lashley was around, but it didn't work out as well. But I think Montez Ford, he's the guy that you're gonna have as your next big singles competitor. He'll be a big, like, once this tag team ends, I feel like you build them up as an all-time tag team. First of all, I didn't know that they only won 2 tag team championships. I thought they had like 4 at this point. From watching before, I thought they had at least won multiple times because they deserved it. They were a good tag team. They were entertaining. They had a lot of when they would come out with their entrance, you'd pay attention.
Yeah. Not Bloodline only. So that's
not Bloodline only. But I think these two, they'll probably have like a few more years of being this top end tag team, winning tag team titles, and then once he breaks off, I think he's going to be their new star. I think
he's going to do. We talked about it, the heel turn, Shawn Michaels. Oh, yeah. He's going to be the Shawn Michaels to his, what's his name, Marty Jannetty.
Yeah.
And I think when you're 100% right, he does have more charisma. Because like when you compare him to Jey Uso, I think he's better on the mic than Jey Uso.
Yeah.
He kind of better promo. Like, 100%. Like when they're like when they did those like, backstage vignettes or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Like, and he's just like, the other guy like kind of struggles. And you could tell Montez Ford is like carrying the load.
Yeah.
And I just think you're 100% right. I think he is the Shawn Michaels of that group, and I think he could like go on his own singles run.
The final take I have is from a report that came out.
Oh,
right, that Vince McMahon at WrestleMania 39 decided to screw over Finn Balor. Another screw job for Vince. Yeah. But this time Finn Balor was supposed to be Edge in the Hell in a Cell match. He was the demon Finn Balor at the time. And Vince McMahon decided to go the other way. Edge was pushing for Finn Balor to win. I think Triple H and them were pushing for Finn Balor to win. But Vince McMahon said, nah, we need Edge to win. For some reason, we need the 45-year-old man to beat this younger 39 or whatever he was at the time wrestler who's going to be around for a lot longer. And I think since that moment, Finn Balor has taken a massive hit, right? The demon loses in a Hell in a Cell match. That kind of ruins his scary gimmick that he's kind of had. Yeah. And now we see a nosedive of where he was at. Like, he had the rivalry with Seth Rollins. It was okay. It had his moments, but he didn't really look like a real threat to take the belt away. I think this WrestleMania 41, is going to be the rebuild of Finn Balor. Because we're going to have a match. I think we're going to have like a 6-man Intercontinental title match. Ooh. Braun Breaker, probably Penta, probably Finn Balor, probably Ludwig Kaiser. Yeah. Probably, who else was it?
Dominic
Mysterio, and I think one more person, I think. Is that 6, 5 or 6?
Yeah, it's probably around there. Sheamus probably is in there.
Yeah, and Sheamus, sorry. That was a 6-man. And I think in this match, we're going to have Finn Balor, who's close to winning, and then getting screwed over by Dom. And that leads to a breakup of Judgment Day, and Dominic Mysterio is the Intercontinental Champion. And then Finn Balor will beat him down the road, like a SummerSlam or something, like he'll get the belt back. I think that's how, or he'll get the belt on him, and that's how Finn Balor starts getting built back into an actual threat, and he used properly like he should be.
I didn't watch much, like when he was the guy.
Yeah.
Because you said it multiple times, and I see it always online with the comments, like how dirty they do Finn. Because people like online love Finn Balor. Like what I've noticed, like they want 2018, 2019 Finn Balor back.
Yeah.
And you can see a lot of like foreshadowing about the demon comeback. Like you see it in like
it's in the background.
In the background. And I'm just like it's about time they start pushing Finn Balor.
Yeah.
Because I think he's great in the ring.
Yeah, same.
And I hate his entrance music.
Same. They stripped him of everything that was good about him.
Yeah, 100%.
Stripped his entrance, stripped him from winning. He's been losing more than anything.
Yeah.
Everything that was great about Balor has been taken away. It's just They did dirty.
It's just like, and when I see clips of his old entrance and the
Oh,
crowd like engaged
it was
with it,
so
I'm
good.
like, damn man, I can't believe Vince just like hates this guy so much that he takes that away.
After that injury to the shoulder, after he won the Universal title back in 2017, 16 or whatever, it's been downhill for like the WWE.
So Vince just once had one injury and
Yeah,
you're done.
yeah, Vince-
What happened with John Cena? He won
Yeah.
and then he got injured in his title run.
Vince is a bum. That does it for our first type of hot takes wrestling talk video. Let us know if you want more of these in the comments down below. Give us a like, subscribe. We got a bunch of these videos coming out. We don't know what the title name is going to be, or Zach.
Leave a comment in the section below. Giving us a name. Maybe hopefully you can spark an idea for us.
Yeah.
We need a name for this segment.
Somebody's more creative out there. There's got to be somebody more smarter than us. We're two dumbasses. Please help us.
Please.